Suicide Squad number 20, written by Alice Cott, art by Patrick Zurcher. Apologies to Mr. or Mrs. Cott. So, this is basically just another, hey, let's get our stuff together, all of our ducks in a line book, and see what's going on with the new team. Because last issue we had Deadshot overpowered by the Unknown Soldier, and then we get to here where we're at Belle Reve, and we get two narrations, but one specifically is unknown as to who it is. It's a yellow box, and we get a walkthrough of Deadshot is currently being more or less tortured. Voltaic, Unknown Soldier, and Harley Quinn are all just hanging out. King Shark is in his cell. We also see that Belle Reve is holding other people like David Graves from the second arc of Justice League and Cheetah of Wonder Woman fame. And the voices, the narrations are basically just doing a breakdown, a psychological breakdown of all of these cellmates, all of these people on the Suicide Squad. And one of them is Waller, as we discovered. The other one is an unknown person, and he's the one who's actually giving the breakdown. So first we see King Shark has apparently tried to go vegan. He's requesting different shakes and stuff like that. And suddenly there's a knock on the door, and in walks this very sexy blonde lady. And he's like, oh, hello. So then we see Harley, Unknown Soldier, and Voltaic are all playing Scrabble. Voltaic, no longer catatonic, starts like bad-mouthing against Unknown Soldier. And he's like, hey, you fought in some wars, right? I bet you killed kids. And then Unknown Soldier just beats the ever-loving crap out of Voltaic to the point of like, he's not gonna be okay. And the mystery person says like, oh, as a break and rebuild experience, Waller, this is really devious. And he's like, oh, shut up and keep an eye on room 4. And we see room 4 is where Deadshot is. And basically Waller appears in like a Big Brother style right in front. His eyes are held open. He's like, hey, Deadshot, here's the deal. You kind of betrayed the team. Well, it's like last issue, you were going to just abandon it. And as such, I want you to know the truth. You thought that you died and came back to life twice. The truth is, you did die, and we brought you back twice. And he's like, excuse me? So, I don't know if it's going to come in to some other thing, but the mysterious person asks why there aren't any normal prisoners in Belle Reve. And we see there's this room with a whole bunch of normal-looking prisoners all on computers. So, that might be a thing worth bringing up. But then we go back to King Shark and the blonde lady. And apparently the voice, the mysterious person is saying like, yeah, here's my breakdown of King Shark. He was abused by his father. He never understood his son. He has a communication disorder, and 99% chance he's still a virgin. So we're going to bait him with sex. Then we see Harley in her room. There's a knock at the door, and Joker appears. And the voice is like, yeah, no, she's smart. She's like crazy smart. But if you just give her the right push, she's going to blow up. And we see her, like the Joker comes in and he's just like, oh, hey, you know, I bet I could make you laugh again or something like that. He just kind of lays down some moves. And the mysterious guy's like, yeah, no, see, you can already see she's breaking. She doesn't know how to deal with the fact that Joker's back again. So then we have Deadshot being told what's up, and apparently it's a serum called the Samsara serum, where no matter how often they die, they will be brought back and they will serve their sentences. So that's disappointing. We see Unknown Soldier making his way down a hallway to Harley Quinn. Turns out this guy isn't the real Joker, obviously. This is a guy from like a Joker fan club who looks kind of enough like the Joker. And so he breaks character and says, hey, look, I'm not the real thing. Could you give me an autograph? Like, could you please sign my chest? And she's like, geez, okay, that's weird. So then we go back to King Shark, and the woman who was set there to like give him some sexual pleasure slaps him across the face, calls him a freak, and he just devours her. Turns out she's a robot. So they aren't all totally evil, but that allows King Shark to be shocked horribly. And they're like, oh, did you notice when he was biting her in half? He had tears in his eyes. He was sad because he wanted it to be real, which is so messed up. So Unknown Soldier breaks into the room where Joker and Harley are. He blasts the fake Joker's brains out. And Waller and the mysterious person are like, okay, so that first part didn't go exactly according to plan because A, he wasn't supposed to break character, and B, he wasn't supposed to get shot in the head. So that's an issue. But regardless, let's see if the second part still works. And Unknown Soldier basically extends a hand out to Harley and says, like, I just saved your life. And so Harley immediately goes, oh, my hero, because she needs like a leading figure, according to this guy. So then back to Voltaic, who's being operated on by the doctors to try to save his life. They pump him with the Samsara serum. Turns out they did it too much. His body just explodes with electricity and blood everywhere. And one of the doctors is like, okay, someone needs to call Waller because we are so dead. And then we get to the end where Waller's basically like, okay, I enjoyed your little psychological thing on all my guys. You're hired on. And he's like, well, I don't really have much of a choice. Gotham was practically drowning me. And he's like, but yeah, sure. No matter what, I'll hang around here. I'll help you out. But I do have one condition. Waller, would it be okay if I called you Mother? It would really help my process. And she says, absolutely goddamn not. Don't you ever do that. And turns out this mysterious figure is James Gordon Jr., the psychopathic little brother to Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, who we last saw in Batgirl. And in that issue, he had his eye stabbed out and he nearly drowned to death. Or theoretically, he did drown to death. I guess, though, he showed up here and his eye is still not there. So the last panel here is, this is the story of the day I fell in love with Amanda Waller. And the last panel is just a little heart. I like it. I like the turn of directions here. I was never huge on James Gordon Jr. Apparently his big story is Black Mirror. Never read it. Been told I should. But I don't know. I just like this idea of like, no, we've got an actual psychopath. Like everyone else, psychos and whatnot, but they're like anti-heroes. Yes, they're villains, but once joining the Suicide Squad, you kind of have this like weird heroic tinge to it. There is no redeeming James Gordon Jr. He is not a good guy. And so to not only put him on the Suicide Squad, but also give him an infatuation with Amanda Waller, love it. As for the resurrection stuff, that stuff's a bit dicey. I'm not sure how I feel about it because you'd think there'd be so many more better uses than just, hey, let's keep bringing back this group of flunkies, I know they're actually like pretty talented overall, but like, yeah, it's got its own issues, but I do appreciate the fact that they have explained why Voltaic is able to come back. Though they didn't explain why he was catatonic the second time around, I'm wondering if we'll get that. Anyway, it's fine. It's a good enough change of pace. I'm looking forward to seeing what it does. I like the writing. The art style is also great. Patrick Zircher does a great job. So I'm going to give this one I'll give it a flat 7, conditional on how well it manages to do after this. It's got my attention. Let's see what happens when it runs with it.